These trees have been growing for about 5 days and they are ready to be moved to the next growing stage. These trays will start to slide off when you least expect it and create quite a mess, not to mention cutting back on your harvest. The next step from here is to go onto the shelves with covers inverted over on top of them to keep them in dark. The next step to the microgreens is to take your trays that have been sitting on your stack and moving them over to your growing surface. This could be your kitchen counter, it could be a shelf outside in your yard, or it could be, as I'm doing, in a shelf unit so that I can maximize my growing capabilities. This is a 4-foot wide shelf, which gives me a place to put 4 trays wide. I have 4-foot LED shop lights, in which I converted from fluorescent to LED. It's where I can use my own bulbs, which are 5000 K bulbs. So there are 4 bulbs on each shelf, which gives plenty of light for the microgreens to grow. So initially, once you have them unstacked, you want to do is take the 2-inch trays and invert them and put them on top. Now, you could do this with the 1-inch trays, the white covers also, but I happen to have an abundance of the 2-inch trays because that's what I started with when I was growing microgreens. Ideally, you want them to grow about 2 inches tall for your harvest. And if you just were to put the light on them at this point, they don't tend to grow very tall. They end up being very short. So as nature is, it's going to send that shoot up tall to try to capture sunlight. And what it will do is it will push the covers up off the tray. Now, you don't need to use grow lights. You can use natural light also. In my growing situation, I don't get enough sunlight in this room in order to use natural lighting. So that is why I'm using artificial lighting. As people who use greenhouses, of course, they don't need to have artificial lighting unless they happen to live somewhere where the sun doesn't shine up in the sky very often throughout the day. You can also use if you have a lot of sun in your kitchen, you could put it near a sunny window, or you can put the rack in front of the window and just use the sun that comes through the window. You're going to find that the microgreens are going to grow towards the light source. Growing them this way, for me, I found that they grow rather quickly though. So when these are being placed on the rack on Thursday when I do a harvest. I harvest from Thursday to Thursday. So they're going to go onto the rack, and then on Sunday they'll get uncovered. So they're only on there for 5 days. So they get planted, 5 days stacked, another 5 days they go onto the rack, and then they get covered for 5 days, and then the next 4 days is going to be for under the lights. Now these lights are on a timer, and they're only on for about 12 hours a day. Bottom watering allows you to water the trays from the bottom. Fill the white tray up with a little bit of water. Not a lot of water, it's only about 1/4 of an inch. If you put up too much water in, it just kind of dumps out. But this reduces the mold that you get at the bottom of the root system when you water from above. Although many do water from above, but in a greenhouse situation where you can actually allow the water to drain to the floor.